Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let's start with your IELTS speaking part two. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. Okay, IELTS speaking part two, Claire. Part two is not a speaking test, it's a storytelling test. Look, we already studied. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I don't know what happened. Suddenly, my signals dropped. Okay, as I told you that we have already studied part one, Claire. Part one is totally different from part two, and part two is different from part three. What actually I want you people that each part you need to target them separately. Like you can't deal all part one, part two, and part three the same way. Make sure that part two of your I speaking test is all about telling a story. It's storytelling test. Look, it's less of your speaking test and it's more of a storytelling test. Everyone knows, Claire, everybody knows that we all have some sort of stories, Claire. So how to tell a story to someone, how to share your story. So your part two will do the same. That's why I have clearly mentioned here that part two is not a speaking test, it's a storytelling test. And if anyone among you, Claire, your storytelling is good, you can tell a story in a better way. So it means you can perform better in task two. And I always say that task two is like a big bond for your IELTS speaking test. And this is the only portion, Claire, where students most of the time they freeze. They don't have idea what to talk, what should I say, and the examiner hands you a card, Claire. First of all, examiner hands you a card, and then he starts a timer. And suddenly, Claire, once your 1 minute time is up, you are done with the time, your time limit reaches, like the preparation time you'll be provided that is total time is 1 minute. And examiner suddenly asks you, Claire, you may talk about the topic. But usually students, as I told you, they freeze. Clear, they don't have anything to speak up, or if they even say something, but they don't have enough information to share with the examiner. So that's why I tell my students that part two is not a speaking test, it's a storytelling test. So make sure, Claire, that you should know how to, Claire, share your story with the examiner. And here in this portion, we will use, inshallah, star method. There's another method, and based on the star method, Claire, we can convey our message fully. Inshallah, you will score high then. First of all, before moving towards that of your star method, let's talk about the portion. Before moving towards your star method, you should know about the test format. So duration for the test is 3 to 4 minutes time, and you will be provided 1 minute time for preparation. Total time for preparation, that is 1 minute only. And we provide you with a pencil and also pen. What you are supposed to do that in that 1 minute time, you can take notes. Start taking notes, and is 1 minute time clear? It completes. Then examiner asks you to speak up clear for 1 to 2 minutes, minimum 1 minute. And what I suggest you to speak for full 2 minutes time. You can speak for 2 minutes, okay? And we talk about this one that part two of your speaking test is called solo talk. Solo talk means it's one-sided and it's a long term. You speak alone. Examiner, he doesn't ask you, he doesn't interrupt you clear while you speak up. Examiner, he just only listens to you, your story, and a topic would be provided to you. There would be a main topic, and with that topic, there would be 3 to 4 bullet points, prompts we call them. And examiner role is only one. And what is that? Examiner listens silently and no interruption. And your role is to speak for 2 minutes. And then after, once you are done, examiner can ask 1 or 2 short round of questions. And your topic, he can ask you 1 or 2 questions. And your goal is what? Speak fluently for full 2 minutes time. If you're capable to speak for 2 minutes without clear hesitation, without clear, you speak fluently, so examiner is going to give you good band. This is how, like, a type of question may appear in your exam. Suppose The topic, this is my topic, and the topic asks you describe a book you recently read and you enjoyed. So, usually cue card, your task two of your IELTS task two topic is usually a cue card. आपको एक cue card मिलेगा, and this is how like it will appear. This is your main topic, and these questions are open questions. They're open questions. You can talk about any of the books, any book you have read in your life, Claire. Even like if you have read it recently, if you have read 5 years or 10 years before, but if you can speak on it properly, select that. As I mentioned earlier, the speaking part two is an open type of question. Open means that you have the choice to select any of the topics you want to talk. For example, examiner asks you a question, talk about your hometown. So, for example, your hometown is you belong to, for example, a remote area and you don't have any information about the place. So, what I suggest you don't talk about that place. Talk about a place you're familiar. For example, you live in Peshawar and you have much information about Peshawar. Talk about Peshawar. Don't talk about any area you don't know that much information. Suppose examiner asks you to talk about any sport, and in fact you love playing, Clay, you love playing basketball or volleyball, but you don't have that much information, or you can't talk for 2 months. So talk about a sport that you can talk on. For example, talk about a gift you received recently, and you have received, for example, a watch, but you don't have much information to explain, to talk about watch. So don't talk about watch, talk about a laptop, talk about clear mobile phone, or select any topic that on what you can speak more. And this is the main topic, as I told you. And then you will, the question is followed by four prompts. These are the three prompts, and this is the result, the last one. The last one. So what we want to talk about, like for example, what the book was about, why you decided to read it, and what you learned from it, and explain why you enjoyed this book. That's the question. So one by one, and we can apply a formula on this. What type of formula we can apply? Let me explain that. This is the method, this formula we can apply while speaking about part two of your IELTS speaking test. I call it STAR method. We can apply STAR method here for 9 band. STAR method means the first S means situation. Look, create a scene. Create a scene. You are supposed to talk about, Claire, initially, like if you are provided a topic, so Claire, you must talk about, like for example, a book you have read recently. So you should mention when. For example, I can say a month before. So now, what is a month before? A month before is time. A month before, Claire, I was feeling bored. Claire, I was feeling bored, and I hate my, for example, I had my vacations, Claire, and then you can talk about where you were you, if you may mention about the place, if you want, and then who was involved and that. And then my friend, Claire, he suggested me a book. So who suggested you? Your friend suggested you. Look, so you can mention, you can create any of the scenes, and the scene for that one, Claire. So you first must of all, Claire, you should create a situation. And in that situation, you can talk about time, you can talk about the place, you may talk about that of who was involved in that. After that situation, you may come to the main topic. For example, the main topic is about reading a book. So explain the main topic, main subject, or what you had to be done. So then you can explain the topic. T means topic. And then after that, we can come towards that of your actions or activities. For example, how many prompts do we have? There are three prompts that you can follow. Topic is about book, and then they ask you three prompts. Prompt one, you need to explain prompt one. That's the action, that's the activity you need to perform. Describe what happened step by step. Like three prompts are there. Step number one, you need to explain. The step number two, you need to explain. And then the third step, you have to explain. And finally, you will come towards the result. For example, how did you feel? After like performing this activity, after reading a book, how did you feel? For example, I felt clear, I felt completely different. Before reading this book, I didn't have that much information, but after reading this book really changed my mentality. I was surprised to see the way I used to see the world. Now I see it differently. This is how, like, you can conclude the last part. So in four parts, we may conclude the question. Let's take an example. Suppose the question, clear, is we had described a book you recently read. This is a cue card. Now, first of all, create a situation. For example, about 3 months ago, as I told you, time, you may mention time. When during my summer break, this is your summer break, I was looking for something meaningful to read to escape my daily stress. So, can you see this is the situation? The first sentence, S. After that, there is a topic. You need to come to the main topic. What is the main topic? So the main topic is about book. So a friend Claire recommended a best-selling novel called The Alchemist by Pablo Claire this, which is about a young shepherd following his dreams. Now you talked about the main topic. This is the topic, and after that you need to take some actions that what you need to explain. I started reading. I started Claire reading it slowly, just a chapter a day, usually at night before bed. The story follows a boy named Claire this who traveled from this to this place, searching forward for treasure. Along the way, he meets Claire. He meets whom? He meets a king, a thief, and a wise alchemist who all teach him life lessons. Look, this is what you read inside the book. And after that, what was the result? After reading the result, clear R. So honestly, this book changed the way I see my own goals. I learned that when you truly want something clear, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. That's why I enjoyed it too much or so much. It wasn't just a story, it was life coach in book form. So you completed all these three clear methods, as I told you, four method, star method. First of all, create, while telling a story, you have to create a scene. After that, talk about the topic, and then action clear. You need to tell what you have read, where did you read, why did you read, and after the last one, that is about the result. Okay. Then you will be provided 1 minute time. 1 minute time will be with you to prepare yourself. And that 1 minute time is very crucial for you. Most of the time, students, they don't prepare because examiner, he provides you with a blank piece of paper along with that a pen. So make sure your 60 seconds planning formula, you should know. First of all, pick a topic. Choose one real memory that fits the card. Okay. Most of the time, I tell my students that try to pick clear any of the topic that what you have experienced. Suppose if you want to talk about any sport and you have experienced in your life, so it would be quite easy for you to tell the story. For example, real stories are easier to tell. Or for example, you have experienced something clear in your life, or if you have read something. So make sure if you have clear real memory, so share your real memory. If you don't have, so then you can invent. When you can invent, if you don't have any real experience, then you can start planning. Write one keywords for each bullet point, clear, because do not write full sentences, never write. You can just only take one word, or you have got four prompts. So what you can do, you can just draw a cross. So prompt number one, prompt number two, prompt three, and prompt four, you can just only take one or two, three keywords only. And later on, you can refer to those keywords, clear, to speak up, and then you can explain them clear, you can pan them, you can describe them what happened. And then before clear, most of the time what happens when students they complete 1 minute time, and he is not aware of the time that yes, my 1 minute time has completed, examiner suddenly he asks you that okay, now you may talk about the topic, and you are completely blank. So what I suggest you, that leave 10 to 15 minutes and silently whisper clear your opening lines twice to build your confidence before, like, is your time 1 minute time is going to complete it. What I suggest you that uh, forget about like more like generating ideas, but that's like if it's about a book, whisper a few of the words to build your confidence level clear. What if the examiner he straight away he asks you question, you may talk about the topic, so you won't have any idea. So what is better for you, that before the examiner he tells you you're ready, mentally you're ready, and you have developed your confidence, or you can whisper clear your opening line that the book I'm going to talk about is Alchemist. So that will help you to develop your confidence level. And then you can have the topic you may have an exam clearer. Let me talk about them. It can be about a person. Make sure that you know how to talk about a person. The topic you will have that can be about a place, that can be an object or gift. It can be an event to explain an event. And then it can be any activity or hobby. So make sure that you know all about them and develop some of the vocabulary. इन टॉपिक्स के बारे में आप लोगों ने डेवलप करना है कंप्लीट इंफॉर्मेशन आपको मालूम होना चाहिए कि एग्जामिनर कैन आस्क यू अबाउट अ पर्सन सो डू यू हैव एनफ वोकैबुलरी टू डिस्क्राइब अ पर्सन and the second one about place क्योंकि for place vocabulary is different from that of so these are the topic and one by one you need to develop them just only the topics come from these points let me change it number 6 describe a skill you should know how to describe a skill and it can be a book or film it can be a memory clear it can be a decision a tough decision you have taken or it can be something favorite so these 10 are the topics that examiner can ask you you can keep them with yourselves. Okay, question arises here that what, Claire, if you don't have your mind goes blank? If your mind even goes blank, you should, Claire, you should have some of the strategies for that, that it should keep you continue speaking to speak long. Number one, you can add senses. Describe, Claire, what you saw, heard, Claire, smelled, felt, or tasted. If you Claire, your mind goes blank. So what I suggest you ask yourself some question, Claire. What you saw there, who was involved there, how it tested, or you can add some people, family members, friends, strangers who were there. You can talk about time zone, what time it was, Claire. Like for example, 3 months before, a month before, or you can add any dialogue from someone else. You may add feeling, Claire, how did you feel? You may add comparison, like to compare this one with the previous thing. And it can be about reflection, like, connecting your present time with the past time, or it can be something like, if it reminds you about the past or anything. So these points will help you to develop your ideas as well. And then deadly traps to avoid. First of all, speaking less than 1 minute. Never speak less than 1 minute. Because if you speak less than 1 minute, so examiner won't give you more than 5 band. Reading from notes, never read because as I told you, you can take notes, but don't read from the notes. You can just only have a glance at your notes clear and then you continue. Ignoring bullet points, as I told you, there are 3 bullet points. Never ignore them. You need to speak about all the bullet points and never go for memorized answer. Most of the time, students they memorize the answers. If you memorize the answer, examiner won't ask give you good band. And then listing without details. Never ever list clear. If you want to talk about one thing, so explain that. Provide some type of details. If you just only name it clear, so examiner is not gonna give you good band. And then if you run out of ideas, for example, you want to talk about that and you run out of ideas, like you don't have, then I give you the complete formula slide before this. And the slide before that was what? This is the slide. This one. If you go out of ideas, you can refer to what? People, clear time, dialogues, feelings, comparison, reflection, senses. So this slide will help you, to keep continue. And then flat monotone voice, make sure that you do not keep your voice clear at one same pace. There should be fall and rise, there should be stresses. So make sure you use your vocal cord properly and panicking at unfamiliar topics. Always keep in your mind your speaking test is all about how you speak, not what we speak. Examiner is not going to judge your knowledge, he just wants to assist your speaking skill. So if there is any topic and that's not familiar to you, so don't be panicked, just talk on that. Okay. Here is a topic for you. For example, describe a person who has influenced you. So this is how you can talk. But before coming towards that, let me give you, or let's have practice together. Wait, let me show you the slides. Okay, if you may turn on your mic, please, and let's perform some of the questions. And if you have any question related to part two, you can ask me question on that. If you don't have, then we can continue with the practice. Don't have, then we can continue with. Okay, do you have any question regarding this?
Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam.
Sir, are the topics same for general and academics?
Speaking is same for both. Speaking is same for both academic and
Okay.
general. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. Okay, everybody has clear a minute. You have 1 minute time to prepare. I'm going to show you the topic and you have 1 minute time to. Then I will name it. Clear? मैं जिस बंदे को कहूँ कि आपने बताने, you have to speak, so you are supposed to speak on it. Okay? Your time starts now. Yeah, this is your topic. This is the topic, and I can ask anybody to speak on. Okay? So get ready. You have 1 minute time. Is 1 minute completes? You are supposed to speak up. Okay. So who wants to talk on it? I'm going to play it again, and anyone whom I ask, who can talk on the topic?
Yes, Sharon.
All right. Let me play it again for you, and then you will speak, okay? Let me check out. Okay, the first name that I may have it here on my screen. That's okay, Sher Muhammad. Is there anyone by the
Yes.
name of Sher Muhammad? Yes, speaker, please.
Yeah.
Speaker,
Yes, yes,
please.
sir.
Okay, once like
Yes.
your 40-second time is up, then you will speak up. Okay, it will be your turn.
Okay. Okay. I I
Yes,
will
please.
talk about I will I
Mm-hmm.
will talk about one of my friend. This name is Shausin. I first meet with them last year in May. This is a good, honest man because they helped me a lot of me in my during my clinical rotation in hospital. During hospital training, they helped me a lot in my clinical skills, and they also give me good idea in daily lecture in my clinical rotation. Um, I think this is the good person. I first meet with them in I think January 2025. This is a very honest and good man.
Okay, fine. Let me submit your answer. But make sure, Claire, you're fluent and you speak for 2 months. It's
Okay.
okay. It's your
Okay.
first time. We need to practice a bit more, okay?
Okay.
Yeah. Next person, okay, on the same topic. Get ready for that. Okay, let me first of all analyze your speaking response, and after that, we'll move to the second question. So your score right now, Claire, that's 4.5. Why? Because you didn't speak too long, Claire.
Okay. Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
so make
Sir, may I?
sure. Yes, please. Hello.
Sir, Mamuna.
Yeah, Memuna, you want to speak?
Yes, I want to talk on this
Okay,
topic.
okay, fine. Let me open a topic and then you will speak up.
Sir, the among chikam bullet points zandalikali vinoda during speaking the among katilishu.
Yes, yes, you can. You can refer to that.
Once I applied for my driving test in the UAE, I met my driving trainer, female trainer. That time I had no friend in the UAE, so I decided um, to find a new friend because I thought a friend is very good for anyone. So when I met her, she is very supportive and very nice to me. I was very panic and I was very getting nervous during the driving practice, but she very support me. Then I decided to make a friendship with her, and she also agree with this. So before 3 months, I uh, met her. That time. Uh, uh, our bonding becomes very strong, and because of we had same thinking about any thing, because we both are Pakistanis, and that time we decided to make a friendship.
Okay, finished. All right, let me submit your result. You spoke well, but what is more important for everyone, Claire, when you start speaking, so there should be a logical flow. Always keep in your mind, there should always be a logical flow. So once you talk, so connect, there should be must be connectivity in your speech. It's a type of storytelling.
Sir, I want to do it next.
Okay, Muhammad Mas, fine. So it's a storytelling. So make sure you people understand that how to express a story, clear? If you don't know how to tell a story, then it will affect your marks. You spoke very well. You're fluent. I like it, but yet we need some sort of improvements in it, okay?
Okay, sir.
Let me check out your score. Okay, here is his score. Am I visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your score, but when you practice a bit more, you can improve that. No worries.
Sir,
It was Yeah,
Can
please.
we add like adding more foreign star? Can we add this type of things to connect
Connectors.
the idea? Yes, to
Yes,
connect
you
the
can add
ideas.
any type of, sure, sure, why not? You can link connectors. For example, Claire, when I saw them, and there should be some sort of feelings. When I saw them, Claire, initially I didn't know who the person is, but finally she introduced herself to me, and I was amazed. She also belonged to my village. Look, she also belonged to my village. When I asked, some of my relatives, she know that, and that was something surprising for me. How should I come? So there should be some type of feeling and excitement while talking to the examiner. Do not keep a monotone, so that
Okay.
will help you then. Okay, let's move on to the next
Okay.
question. Okay, this is your next type of question.
So should I speak about
Yes,
it?
please. Yes, yes, yes. Brother, you need to speak. Your time is up.
सर लेकिन इससे पहले तो किसी और ने कहा था सर कि मैं बोलूं.
नहीं, किसी ने जिसने कहा था तो उसी मैं कह रहा हूं ना. Let me play it again. Like who said Mars? There was Mars कि मैंने करना है ना. So Mars, it was your turn. Once
सर
your
मैं
1 minute
बोलूंगा
time
सर.
is up, so you need
चलो
to
मैं
speak straight away.
Sir, I am having a network issue, sir.
It's okay. If somebody else can speak up.
Yes, sir. Can I start?
सर मी
Names there, I don't know. Somebody has written okay, boys, and I don't know. Keep your good names, so I may call you with that. Okay. Who
Sir,
wants
can
सर
I
to
आई
start?
speak now? Azel, who's there?
Yes,
Azel or
sir.
someone? Speak up. Okay, it's
Yes,
your
sir.
turn. Okay, speak up.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I would like to talk
Wait, wait,
about a
wait.
visit.
Let the time finish, Azel, first. 17 seconds are
Okay, sir.
left.
Sure, sir.
تمام.
Start.
All right, sir. So first, I'm going to talk about on this topic. I would like to talk about a visit to my aunt's home. She lives in a nearby city, and I visited her during my last summer holidays last year. And I made this visit because I had not seen her for a long time, and I wanted to spend some quality time with my relative, my cousin. My aunt invited me to stay at her house for a few days, and so I happily accepted to this invitation. And during my visit, we spent a lot of times together. We talked about family memories, watched movies, and enjoyed delicious homemade food. We laughed with my cousin and we took pictures. We also played games and went shopping together. So on evening we had a small family gathering, which was very enjoyable and memorable for me. And I really enjoyed this visit because it gave me a chance to relax and connect with my family members. This um after visiting her home, I noticed that they prepare a lot of food. It was very delicious, and we enjoy the happy moments. We made a lot of memories there, and it was one of the best family visit I have ever had. And I would love to visit my aunt again in the future.
Okay, you spoke very well, mashallah. I like it, Claire. You're quite fluent and you can make it a bit more better, okay? You're confident, you can quite easily get 7.5 to 8 band, but work a bit more, Claire. What I suggest to you, that extend a bit more, okay? You should not speak for less than 2 minutes. Rest, you
Sure,
spoke
sir.
very well, mashallah. Great. I like it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so your score currently is that 6.5, mashallah. That's great. And if you can reach to 7, Claire, that would be outstanding, inshallah. Because achieving this much band, Claire, it's not that easy.